Does this make you nervous at all?
No.
If you were out here without the dogs, would you be nervous?
Yeah. What's he doing?
I'm looking at him and he's looking at me.
Dogs have been a part of our lives for longer than any other animal or plant species on Earth. Today, most dogs need us more than we need them, but that's not always true. North of the Arctic Circle, an ancient alliance with dogs still means the difference between life and death for the humans who live alongside them. Extreme conditions call for extreme feats of speed and endurance. So just how do these dogs and their human handlers perform at such an elite level? I'm Shane Campbell Staton, and this is Human Footprint.
One day we saw these wolves and they were faster, they had better smell than us. You know, they could hear better than us. So we're like, oh, why don't we befriend this animal? Thousands of years later, they're still by our side. And without them, my people wouldn't survive. They're part of who we are, dogs.
The sled dog is an animal created and relied upon by us. Countless generations of evolution have transformed them into the perfect Arctic ally, and one of the fastest long-distance runners on the planet. The first evidence of people and their dogs settling in the Arctic dates back 4,500 years. Ever since, a combination of natural selection and selective breeding reshaped Inuit sled dogs to withstand the most extreme conditions in these punishing environments. Fully grown, these dogs weigh anywhere from 65 to 90 pounds. They sport a dense undercoat which keeps them warm in sub-zero temperatures. Their overcoat, also called a guard hair coat, helps the dogs keep snow and ice off of their fur in windy conditions. Basically, you can wear all the high-tech outerwear you want. Inuit sled dogs are still gonna be warmer than you. These dogs belong to my guide, Devin Manick. He's a normal 21-year-old. Loves listening to music, cruising the web. You know, when he's not out in the bone-chilling cold doing what it takes to survive here.
Those adorable, bloody little faces.
They're no pet dog, eh?
Do they prefer like raw meat over kibble?
If I feed them kibble, they'll start losing weight.
Okay.
Meat is what keeps them going. I feed them whatever I hunt, so the whole animal.
Over millennia, dogs like Devin's evolved into a creature the planet had never seen. A single sled dog on a hunt or a race can consume 12,000 calories per day. They efficiently process a protein and fat-rich diet to supply their muscles with the sugar glucose. By comparison, the recommended intake for humans is anywhere between 1,600 and 3,000 calories a day. Scientists are still figuring out the biochemical details, but the results are hard to argue with. On a week-long hunt, a team of dogs can pull a loaded sled across hundreds of miles of snow and ice, all while finding prey and protecting hunters from polar bears. With these dogs at our sides, humans unlocked life above the Arctic Circle.
What do you imagine it was like for the first people that like colonized this place without dogs?
A lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work, because there's just not a lot to eat up here. And what little there is doesn't give up easy.
So if you're ever lost in the Arctic, make sure you have mukta. It has all the vitamins you need, so you won't get scurvy.
Mavis is Devin's mom and an expert in all the delicacies the Arctic has to offer.
What is this?
Whale skin. It's very oily and oceany.
Oily and oceany. I like that. I like that.
So you could take that piece.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it oily and oceany?
It is both oily and oceany. Yeah, that was a great description.
Belugas are cute and all, but they taste really good too.
How old were you when you started hunting?
I got my first seal when I was 8.
Wow.
For thousands of years, whether it's across the sea ice or on land, dogs have been an essential part of any hunting expedition here. So what I was about to eat is only here because of that human-canine alliance.
Frozen muskox meat from the leg. Well, meat is very high in our diet.
Makes up like 95% of it.
Between Devin's family's diet and the diets of his dogs, meat is life. And it takes that partnership to bring it to the table for both species.
Thanks, Mama.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
I have the best mom in the world. Wild carrots. She picked them just right across the street.
Better leave your mom alone.
Yeah, choke on your muskox.
Devin's community has first-hand experience of life without dogs, but not by choice.
It's the tail end of the brief summer, so-called, that they hit on Cornwallis Island, 75 degrees north. They've named the place Resolute.
In the 1950s, the Canadian government established a permanent settlement here to secure their claim to the land.
So they relocated families from northern Quebec all the way up here. They were Inuit, but where they live, there's trees growing. So coming all the way up here where there's barely any vegetation, it was really hard for them to live up here.
They were promised so much, and when they got here, they were living in canvas tents over the winter. Then the RCMP killed all the sled dogs.
The RCMP, or Royal Canadian Mounted Police, killed hundreds of sled dogs, keeping the newly relocated Inuit from hunting or traveling outside of town.
Since they evolved with us, the dogs need us to survive, we need them to survive. And they were like so close to being extinct, so close.
Without dogs, the people's livelihoods and their culture itself began to erode.
It's a very dark history, how Resolute became. But in the last about 10 years, maybe, they've had like a revival of the sled dogs.
When did you start using a sled dog team?
I was 16, I had one dog. My mom got me a dog, actually.
We're in a high polar bear environment, so all I thought was, they were just chasing my little boy.
Oh, wow.
And I used to take him out of town, and he had a sled and he would pull us home.
My mom would tie me to the bed before she let me do something like that.
Devin gradually grew his team from 1 dog to 16. Most of them are Inuit sled dogs, the OG of the Arctic.
It's a very old dog breed from about 1,000 years ago. They came along with the Inuit from Siberia to Alaska, all the way up to here.
But after the near extinction of the Inuit sled dog, there weren't many elders in Resolute to teach Devin how to hunt the old way. So he turned to Gen Z's most trusted source of information.
I used to watch videos on YouTube of Greenland mushers. I'd try to do how they did it.
You learned how to run a sled dog team from YouTube?
Well, not entirely, but it was part of it, yeah.
I learned how to bake cinnamon rolls on YouTube once. What can I expect out on this hunt?
At first, it'd be chaos.
I have legitimately never seen and definitely never heard anything like this before. God, these boys are ready to go.
Yeah, adult fights get pretty nasty. If I don't stop them, they'll try to kill each other.
It's game time out here.
Put the bear.
Yeah, you might as well not even come out here if you're not gonna put the bear skin on it.
2 more left. When I'm in the last one, you get on the sub.
Okay.
Just hold on for dear life when you're going. They should start slowing down once we get into the flat ice.
I'm usually hunting alone. Just me and the dogs. They don't care about anything else. They just want to pull. Can't survive without each other.
We're heading out. It's called Resolute Passage, so it's between here and Griffith Island. And we're just gonna follow some cracks, go over wherever the seals are.
Even in this featureless white landscape, Devin and the dogs knew where the seals would be.
Yeah, seal way out there. We're gonna grab the gun and we're gonna stock it.
On foot?
Yeah.
What do you need me to do?
Watch.
Just watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can follow me.
How close will you try to get to the seal?
100 to 200 yards.
God, it's cold out here. This animal that he's hunting now, like physiologically, to live one of the most extreme environments on the planet. And the same way these dogs, I mean, I had to stop because they were overheating out here. We went for like 1,000 years. Like without a team of dogs like that, I have no idea how anyone could survive. I think he's about to take a shot.
I couldn't get a clear shot. There's too many snowdrifts in the way.
Can we go for a swim?
No, hell no.
If the seals are gone, they're gone. We move on. Frustrating. If I don't get a seal, I can't feed my dogs.
This time of year, the sun doesn't set, but Devin knows when to call it a day. It's after midnight. Definitely time to make camp on the ice.
So this is how you secure dogs if you don't have an ice screw. You just chisel out 2 holes in the ice and you make them meet.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Look out for bears for me.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll hold.
Then, sure enough, an off-white object appeared on the horizon.
How do you feel about being hunted by a polar bear?
Oh my God, that is actually a polar bear. Wow. Just like I remember from the Coca-Cola commercials. I wish I could go back and like talk to 13-year-old me and tell myself what was coming. I'd flip out. I'm flipping out now. Easily the coolest wildlife I've ever actually seen in the wild.
Once he figures out what we are, he'll probably move on. Unless he's starving. These guys love hunting bears, so they're really great alarms.
Maybe he caught a whiff of the dogs.
I hope.
Devin's dogs are unlike anything I've seen before. Humans transform them into workhorses that haul massive loads over vast distances in the harshest environment on the planet. But they transformed us too. By opening up the Arctic, these dogs became the foundation of a unique culture found nowhere else. If you want more Human Footprint, you can tune in to the full-length series on the PBS app or your local PBS station. Check out the link in the description to watch a full episode and to find out more about the show.